Everybody, I have a great show planned for you today. And of course, I'm going to break down some news. I'm going to get into some news. You know, I got to get in there and I got to get that done. But also, I have a special guest coming on the show today from Black Woman's Walk. Her name is Aisha Love. And hopefully, we might be coming up together with a podcast soon. You guys want to stay tuned for that. But currently, today's show we'll be talking about with her on. We'll be talking about things she's experienced as a black woman, as a Trump supporter, her foundation's initiative, how we all can help her, and what we will be doing in Atlanta, Georgia, as far as having these trucks right here received from the president helping individuals. The president has donated numerous trucks so we can get supplies and everything out to people who will be affected. But before that happens, I will allow this beautiful woman right here to tell everybody what's going on. And when she gets on the show, I'll make sure that she breaks everything down to you guys, and I'll add my 2 cents. So let's get into it quickly. Please do remember that the New Right Party channel and the New Red Party show is sponsored by patriots like you. And as long as you're sending these donations, it allows me to create the content that will continue to make these motherfuckers sick. As you were.
He's on fire!
First is the family and my family entertainment and his team no sleep. Flossy high and yeah we made it. The haters keep on hating on the songs that we be making, and I heard they want my soul. Illuminati wanna take it. First is the family and my family entertainment and his team no sleep. Flossy high and yeah we made it. The haters keep on hating on the songs that we be making, and I heard they want my soul. Illuminati wanna take it.
CEO, bullshit, paying for the pussy, I endorse it, riding through the city, that's my off.
Everybody, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, because somewhere around the world is one of them 3 motherfucking things happening. Now, you know, fair use on my show. I'm still wondering why I'm hearing the feedback. I will try to see if I can fix it still. Hold on. Let's see if I hear it more now. Do you hear it? Let me see. I still hear it a little bit. Do you hear that? That's like waters, right? Let me see. Hopefully that'll work right there. For now, I'm going to order another mic. And a mic that has its own outside equalizing capabilities, because maybe its OBS is kind of giving me an issue. I did update it. All right, so let me get into the show. Pop up. My lady on the screen. You know, I got to get in here and I got to critique me some news. I'm waiting for Mrs. Love to contact me and allow me to know when she's ready. But while we wait for her,
do it out.
All right, and I miss being on your show. Can I come on your show sometime? Is
she
that
can come on my show anytime she wants.
I have a lot to work out with you. By the way, the left hates you so much.
Yeah,
they're like putting up pictures of you when you were 12 and saying she was a horrible person at 12.
Well, you know, it's the cost of doing battle, Hannity. What can I say?
Welcome to the club. Welcome to big time. Welcome to prime time. You made it.
You warned me. Oh, we gotta laugh through it all, Hannity. Thanks so much. And you had a great show tonight. Welcome to the Ingram Angle. I'm Laura Ingram from Washington tonight. You're going to want to stay for the full show. We have a lot to get to. The entire hour is going to be appointment viewing for you. We have something very important we want to tackle. The increasingly hostile tactics of the left, from demonization now to outright violence, and how it's harming the country. Governor Mike Huckabee, Jeff Lord, Matt Schlapp, Congressman Steve Scalise, and another important guest will join us.
The only reason why the left pushes violence and then pushes it towards us and says us is doing it is because they have a spectacular fucking spin, people. Literally, they have people dressed like low-budget ninjas outside breaking up a bunch of shit for no fucking reason. Because to say that someone voted for Trump and is a Trump supporter or Trump is speaking somewhere, that's not a reason to damage someone else's property. It's not. These idiots are giving an excuse every fucking single day by the same mainstream media puppets that are bought and paid for, that regurgitate the same bullshit to you over and over and over and over again.
And tonight, Raymond Arroyo is here with a story of a comedian.
Except for this gentle flower right here. You don't let England do her thing. Go ahead, baby. Don't let them fuck up your thing. You know what I'm saying? Let them do your thing, baby. Do your thing.
Bounced from a late-night talk show for Me Too comments. Or was it something else he said? And Joe...
But was it something he said?
Biden producing a new series with social media giants trying to tilt the midterm elections?
Biden need to worry about his crooked-ass son and the crooked shit he did with him, with they punk asses.
Seen and unseen, straight ahead. And we're going to bring a live update from the ground in North Carolina as Hurricane Florence, it's terrifying, bears down on the East Coast. But first, the new American left, agents of hatred.
The reason why they are violent and they spew hate is because they don't have any real issues. They don't have any real problems. When you think about bullies in schools, right? You know, you think, why is this guy a bully? He's physically stronger than everyone in his class. You know, he's athletically more gifted than he's athletically more gifted than people in his class. So I couldn't understand why the person would choose to pick on individuals. And the reason why they pick on them is because they themselves are envious of what the person has that they don't have, and usually it's within the person's aptitude, the person's ability to actually learn things. The left, they're a bunch of angry people because they lack the education in which children from my era had. It was an understanding when I was growing up that in politics, you pick a side and the side might lose, but you go with the side that wins to try to still get what you want out of it. Within 2 years, the Democrats have not introduced one single bill that would introduce any change towards the prison industrial complex, towards true immigration reform. Nothing whatsoever. Trump offered to let an additional plus million stay, and they denied it. Trump told all of the football players that was taking the knee, look, I get it. You guys feel like there's something going on. I have a committee currently active and looking for individuals that were arrested and or locked up wrongly. And we're going to get them out. Get me some names. These guys get him absolutely nothing whatsoever. The news media, they call them all types of Nazis and all types of garbage and everything else, but it seems as if they're never getting the news correct on him. Hard to believe the man's a Nazi when everything else you say about him is a lie.
In the wake of their humiliating defeat in 2016, and after Trump had called them all out for their disastrous policies, Democrats and their celebrity boosters were seething. Just 24 hours after the inauguration, this was their message.
Yes, I have thought an awful lot about blowing up the White House.
That's a crime. That's a crime. That's a terroristic threat. That's a crime. That's a terroristic threat against the President of the United States of America. That's a crime. People ask me, how would I know? I've argued cases in front of the federal court pro se. The reason why I'm sitting in front of you right now is because I'm the reason that I'm sitting in front of you right now. I am well versed in the law. This is a crime. What she just said, what you heard her just say, is punishable up to 2 years in prison. Period. You can't joke and say that. It's a crime.
We are here to be nasty.
I wonder if this bitch was saying that to Harry Weinstein. Is that where she got that from? Did she get that from Harry Weinstein? She's here to be nasty. Did she get that from him? Because she wasn't killing the Democrats when the same guy that she knows is groping her and smacking on her ass and putting his thumb in her ass and shit like that was a direct component in Hillary Clinton's campaign. He donated numerous times to the Clinton Foundation. He's a known friend. But she didn't have no problems with him. Not at that particular time. Donald Trump was worse. You get what I'm saying, people?
I'm nasty.
Over the next months and years, we will be called upon to intensify our demands for social.
Now, I don't know if this sister here, because I ain't going to call her, I'm not going to call her out her name. I don't know this sister enough to critique her or call her out her name or tell you that she's a bitch. So I'm going to call her sister, and keep the respect for her at all due level, even though she is sitting there in opposition of my president. I do understand that some of you Democrats are just highly uneducated on the actual facts. And you are all emotionally led. And that's where you're finding your rationale to go against everything better for you and go against your president. Democrats can't have an answer because if they impeach Donald Trump, then that would mean Mike Pence will be the president, who is an established politician. I don't want to down talk the vice president. To me, the greatest president in the history of presidency picked him. But at the same time, I'm for Trump. There's a direct reason why they do not want this man in office with him doing everything that he is doing. They are literally showing you they don't give a fuck about you. Not you, not me, doesn't matter what color you are. Color is of no consequence when it comes to these people. The only thing they care about is to secure their own bloodline. I don't know if she's aware of it.
Defense of vulnerable populations.
But if I find out she was for Hillary Clinton, she will never ever receive the same respect on this show again.
Well, I'll say, fast forward to today, when we're seeing a disturbing uptick in politically motivated violence, mostly from the left. Abusive behavior, vile language, and in some cases, physical attacks are visited upon people for no other reason except for the fact that they're conservative supporters of the president. Just this week, here in Washington, a Trump supporter...
And today on my show, I'm going to give you special inside reporting on what happened, from who it was targeted by, and I'm going to have that person on the show today. Ta-da! You see, this is where I am set apart from everyone else, because I have an exclusive interview coming in a few minutes. This is the reason why I started here. This is the reason why I went here. This is the reason why I wanted you guys to see this. You know, I was just there. The person that was involved in this, well, one of the Trump supporters that was involved in this will be on the show, and she will be talking about her experience, which is Miss Aisha Love. I got to meet her while we stayed at the Trump, and talk to her about what it is that she was bringing to the movement and how she felt black women would be encouraged. And I can't wait for her to get on the show later, but I need you to understand how important this really is. Okay? You have a working Nazi government within our government. They have circumvented our system. They have taken over. The CIA already started with them in it. I've proved it to you. I will prove it to you. I will show it on this show again. Okay? There was a Kennedy episode that was taken down, but it will be re-released. All right? These individuals been in the CIA. Okay? They circumvented the FBI when Hoover died. They ran in his office, took everything they could find that he had dirt on anyone, but there's a lot of stuff held secret that they didn't get. They took over both sides of the government. They put in their puppet presidents, and these presidents continuously sold us down while playing the part of being cool in front of our faces. They then used something called the popular vote, meaning they went with the guy that they knew the people felt they liked the most. How do you sell individuals? You go by with what's present. What did Bill Clinton do during his time? Played the saxophone. How did he become cool with blacks? He jumped on the Arsenio Hall show. Whether or not you remember that, I do. The great thing of having a photographic memory is I remember everything since I was 4 years old. Literally. Everything. Nothing passes by me without me computing it to memory. That's the reason why the forehead's so big. I retain the information and I make sure that I hold the information. I do not let it escape. I constantly assess what it is that I remember, and I renew it over and over and over and over again. This is how you keep memories, people. Okay? This is how you keep them. You revert back to them. You keep them as vividly as detailed as you possibly can. The left currently is a full-blown, bought and paid for Nazi group. It doesn't matter what color the person's skin may be. They have used this tool as a weapon for the longest because they knew it was really of no consequence. The main concern was their bloodline and stealing all the resources off this planet and wiping us off with it. That's the problem. As a people, they can't flourish. They can't flourish because if the whole world knew what they was doing and we all got together, it would stop. The reason why it's best to keep you confused and baiting each other over these color issues is because we'll always have something to argue about. As I explained to you in prior shows, The only thing that has changed for you is access to social and material goods. But just because you can go into a Mac store and you can purchase a Mac, it doesn't mean you can afford the actual Mac. If spending $2,000 on a MacBook would mean that you can't afford to pay your rent next month, then you can't afford to buy the Mac. What they've done is they have allowed a credited system to overrun the capitalist side of the system, which would be the monetary side of the system. You're taking your name, and your name is in great standing, and your credit score is perfect. But instead of you taking your credit score and allowing it to procure a business for you, the only thing you do is procure further debt. You go and get things in your name. You finance cars instead of lease them. You would, get a vacuum cleaner or a laptop, and you would make payments to pay it off, paying more than you should in the first place. These things are all mirages of true, actual progression. Progression started when Abraham Lincoln freed the slaves. True progress started when the Republican Party was the first party to acknowledge Black Americans as, in fact, men and women, and guaranteed their right to vote, and then fought for it and died fighting for it as well. That's true progress. True progress is when a young Republican True progress is when a group of Black innovators build a town in Oklahoma, the Black Wall Street, and they provide themselves with banks, an airport, schools, a transportation system, sewage plant. This was a working city. True progress happened when it was developed. But the real discrimination happened when Democrats went and bombed it. Yet and still, true progress happened when a young Black male Republican named Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. chose to go fight on behalf of a Republican Black woman who refused to give up her seat and move to the back of a bus. That was progress. What we see from the Democratic Party today isn't progress. It's oppression. Oppression of thought. Oppression of your right to be able to love one another, to experience true freedom as an American citizen. You'll hear Black people tell you white people are devils. Shit, they're true. The Democrats are devils. Let me explain to you how. They promote ads that in the same breath tell you white people are responsible for everything that's happening to Blacks. They personify this by regurgitating victimhood ideology to the Black community. Whereas Blacks always believe that there is some man. But there is some man. See, Blacks live in democratic communities. When they go for jobs, they're sitting across other Democrats. These Democrats see them as less than lower citizens. Why? Because the Democrat Party has already established the fact that immigrants are better than indigenous Africans or indigenous Black Americans. They have so many laws protecting these individuals, granting them rights, and even over jobs. People are coming here on visas and getting employed And then they're responsible for hiring black Americans. You're talking about in your communities now. They don't hire you. They call for their cousins. Indians call for their cousins, their brothers, their relatives, so they can get work visas, and then they help them get the job. The thing is, I'm not here to play or tell you guys lies, because the Chinese do the same thing. Every ethnic group that we allow to come here as immigrants always put their ethnic group before ours. Why is that? How did that come about? How did that come about to where black Americans became lower citizens? When at first they were the top minority group. Now they no longer are. Aside from the fact they brainwashed you to kill 1,800 black babies every single day, stopping the growth rate of the black community, they took away the jobs that were supposed to go to you and gave them to people that came here with no experience in the first place of it. Currently, right now, you can go on YouTube and type in Indian scam, and you'll see hundreds of videos of people calling back scammers from India. These people get your information because their family members work at places like Sprint, T-Mobile, AT&T. When you call to pay your bill, this is who's answering the phone. When you call to pay some of your electricity bills or gas bills, this is who's answering the phone and taking your personal information. The Democrats have set up a society of black hatred to the point where they successfully brainwash blacks to hate blacks. Literally, more black men died in Chicago during Barack Obama's presidency than in the Iraq War and Afghanistan War. Literally, more black men died than both wars combined together during Barack Obama's presidency. That is a statistic that they never talk about. Why is it okay for that many black Americans to die? Why wasn't the mayor held accountable then? It's because it's clear. You get discriminated against by people who are voting blue. When you go to jobs, they're going into the job area in which you live in. Those states, check what color they vote. When you think about the man that has his foot on your neck, it's the guy that's moving into your communities, that's buying up all the property that he can, it's closing down the schools and the hospitals, forcing you to have to leave that low-income area because you have to be near these services for your children, while they move in these low-income areas, buy it up cheap, and then rechange it, gentrification. How many people in Brooklyn right now are sitting there looking out their window seeing how things change so much? It's crazy, right? I'm only going to give you the truth. It doesn't have to be cool sometimes, people, but I got to tell you because shit, that's the only thing I know really works. It's the only thing I know that's constant. The Democrats have made black America a joke. Every time they post an issue that black Americans have, it's dwindled down to an afterthought. Black Lives Matter currently is worth over $100 million. No organization should be worth over $100 million, and that money is not reflectively showing inside of African American communities. That's a lot of money. That's enough money to actually build a school, whether you know it or not. That's enough money to have a credit line. See why I got the credit? Now let me break it down to you. That's enough money. That's quote seasonal funds. That's enough funds in the bank for the bank to say, we can give you a loan for X amount of dollars since we know that you are worth $100 million. Having $100 million net worth would give you a loan of close to maybe $500 million. They have apparel. They have a website. They still currently accept donations from anyone else. It's all facts. None of those dollars reflect inside of African American neighborhoods. There are no Black Lives Matter grocery stores. There are no Black Lives Matters corner stores. And I'm not talking about clothing stores and sneaker stores. And they don't have those either. But those just would be a clear distraction. They have nothing that actually provides nutritional value and or service to the African American community besides crying like a bunch of dumbasses that they were bought and paid for. See what I'm saying now? Shit, even the LBGT, ABCDEFGHIJK LMNOP has clear stores and grocery stores. It's a test. See how fast you sell out. It's a test. See how quick you give your soul away. None of the real fight that you see actually ends in any victories. You only see people who start out fighting poor becoming rich and quiet. Not rich and louder, rich and quiet. The clear charade of the Democratic Party is apparent to more people than you actually can think of. There are a lot of people that are not informed, but that's not the majority of people. And it's not the majority of blacks. I'm scared because I'm going to get the majority of blacks to listen. That's why. Let me see if she's ready. Okay. Let me call Miss Aisha right now. Let me get her on the phone. Let me get on the phone. Let me close this out. All right. Let me get the system on the phone right now. Hey, how are you doing, Miss Love? How are you doing? So you are live right now. You are on the air on the New Right Party channel. And this sister right here, this beautiful sister right here with this fetish, excuse my language, I'm sorry, but I'm going to say it. All right here. She is holding it down for black women. She is providing America with an understanding of what black women's value truly are, and you know, she's a mother. She's well educated and well accomplished, and I want to, without further ado, give my guest here the total respect that she deserves. Let me get this in. And I want to, without further ado, give my... There you go. A little applause.
Hey guys, so again, my name is Aisha. I live out in Northern Virginia. And this particular initiative, honestly, is about asking African American women to forget the narrative, stop looking at the labels, and when we go into the polls in November, vote our values. If you simply go into the polls and vote your values, then all of this crap will go away. I did a speech at the Trump last week where I brought up the fact that African American women, we're extremely frustrated, but we're afraid. We're too afraid to come out and say that we are Republicans. And this isn't about Donald Trump. It's not about the Republican our values lie and vote that way. I know where the frustration is because I feel the frustration. I'm frustrated with the left. They're monetizing our misery, they're politicizing our poverty, and they are sitting here and crushing our core values and twisting them into what they think they should be. And it's time that we take back their narrative. I love that Tony brought up Rosa Parks earlier. Last week I brought up Harriet Tubman. And, you know, I like to say that Harriet Tubman took a step, not knowing the trajectory that it would change, that the trajectory of nation's history, how it would change the history of our nation. But, I mean, Rosa Parks, she stepped on the bus and sat down with the society of that bus. But she never knew when she stepped on that bus what would happen. So that's what Black Women Walk is about. And personally, I believe that if Black women stand up and walk together and just simply focus on walking towards our values, then we'll change the nation's electoral process.
Thank you, sister. That was strong and powerful. That was strong and powerful right there. All right, so
and y'all have to excuse me too, because I'm not have much sleep. I know Tony alluded to the fact that the West is doing everything in their power to attack us. A group of us went out and we attended an event recently in D.C. at the Trump International Hotel. Now, unbeknownst to me, while inside the hotel at this event, we have some person who's threatening to shoot us. I was in the hotel for about 6.5 hours. When it came time to leave, I was informed of the threat and I had to be escorted to my vehicle. For what? We were in the hotel, we were networking, and we were attempting to leverage all of our relationships to get diapers and formula and baby supplies prepared to pile into a truck to deliver to people who would need them in the aftermath of the storm. And for that, you so-and-so, you need to threaten our lives. In my opinion, it shows you that the left is completely unhinged. I don't know why they're so angry. I can tell you what I believe. I believe that they realize that if we mobilize and if we become grassroots, that we are a threat and don't accept the fact that the country is done. We're all frustrated and we're no longer polarized by fear. And we're going to step up and do something about it. Do you think, Tony?
well, you know, that's the reason why I had to step up, because if I felt like there were too many black men totally just selling themselves out, and I couldn't find myself, you know, continuously seeing that done. Not on my end, you know, not on my end. I couldn't see it done on my end. So I just had to, you know, stand up and do something about it. You know, I met this sister at the Trump Tower initially, right? And you know, I met her, and I'm in there with all my deplorables, and we in there all T-shirts and stuff like that. And she's in there sharp as a prison knife, people. I'm talking about, she looked like she's about to close the deal. And, you know, I was talking to Shannon, and I was like, because we already said, you know, we would dress, you know, light during the day, and then at night, you know, we would throw on, you know, some evening, you know, some evening clothes. And when I saw her, I said, damn, man, you know, she out here, she's smoking it right now. You know, and then you know what? We saw her in the mall rally. Saw her in the mall rally in a dress like this with some flip-flops on. Feet muddy, dirty.
I sacrificed my pedicure for the movement.
Yeah, but I wonder how long did it take you to get your nails and fixed done afterwards, though?
The next morning.
Yeah, I bet. I probably bet. Maybe she had someone come up to the room, because I was at the Trump. Shannon will tell you they will send anything you need upstairs. If you want a masseuse upstairs, a masseuse will come upstairs. So she probably had it done as soon as she went back upstairs. People don't be fooled about it. But let's get on to the serious thing, though, right? How did you feel being at the Trump Tower, being there? And I was there, but I left prior to the death threats and it being locked down. How did that make you feel?
So to be honest with you, let me tell you about the Trump. I had no idea what was happening while I was inside. They didn't tell me until time for us to leave. So when I left is when I found out, and then when I finally paid attention to my phone and saw the things on Twitter and on Facebook. So I can't say that I felt anything, honestly, I knew that there was something happening. I had no idea that my name had been mentioned. And I have to tell you, initially, I was like, I can't do this. And if you go on my Facebook page, you'll see that I made a post, and the post said that this is too hard. But then when I thought about it, I had to come to terms, and I had to get over myself, and I had to think about it, and I realized that the only reason this would be happening is because they realize that this initiative and the initiatives closely attached to it are a threat. And they want to stop us by any means necessary because it is such a big threat to the November election.
Because true blacks, not to cut you off, but it's because true blacks we resonate to. When a black woman hears, you said some shit to me. That's not to cut you off, but you said some shit to me that just had me like, wow. Like, before I met you, I had you all wrong. I'm telling you, and let me apologize because I didn't know who the fuck you was before I saw you. You understand? So I didn't know what was going on. And let me say this, and I'm a man enough to say it. I was truly wrong. So let me just say that first and foremost. When I approached the sister and I spoke to her, she said to me, "Black woman's value is what? As far as abortions is what? Do we believe in killing our babies? Tell me what you said. Say what you said. You said some passionate shit. She said some shit. Just say it again."
What I'm asking you is that we are the history. We're the butt of every freaking black comedian show. Oh, you got 5 baby daddies for 5 babies for 5 baby daddies. Because you know why? Because we don't abort our children. We don't eat our young. If I have a one-night stand and I get pregnant and I live in the hood and I'm broke as a joke, I'm still going to have my baby. We don't eat our young. Black women do not believe in abortion. Black women come from religious families. They make jokes about black women driving 3-4 hours to visit their husbands in prison. You know why? Because we stand by our men. You know why? Because we believe in holding our families together at all costs.
If you don't think that, but okay. Now, that shit resonated with me, y'all. Let me tell you something. She said that shit to me. That shit smacked my mama's soul. You understand? That shit resonated. Me and Shannon was standing there and we looked at each other like, damn. You understand? And me hearing it was like, damn, I gotta work with the sister in the future. I at that point in time, I knew that I myself was humbled. And she didn't even know that she humbled me because prior to it, I just I had it all wrong. You understand? Still I still have a right about my, but that's any, you understand? But anyway,
what we need to do, and not to cut you off, but what we need to do is we need to stop listening to labels. That narrative that the right is racist, that the right promotes racism, it's okay, I can't curse on the air. It's bull crap.
You can curse on the air, say what the fuck you want on this show.
I'm a PTA mom, I'm not cursing.
Well, I'm a curse for her. What you was about to say?
It's bull poopy.
It's bullshit.
Okay, it's that. But I felt personally at 611, I like to call them the deputies of division. It's just because they're pushing that racist BS out there. And it's, again, if all you do is sit down in a room, look in the mirror as a black woman, a woman of color, and vote your values, then we don't need to have this conversation again.
Ooh.
Leave the labels behind. Ignore the deputies of division. Vote your values. And there's nothing left to talk about.
Damn. What's your Instagram? Spell it out so I can put it on the screen.
See, you mess with me because you know my 17-year-old daughter just started me an Instagram account this weekend. I don't know what it is. Is I have to add it later? Sorry.
All right.
I know what my Twitter is.
All right. Hold on. Wait. Your Twitter is?
It's at Aisha, A-I-S-H-A.
Wait. A-I-S-A. I mean, S-H-A.
H-A.
Uh-huh.
O-W-M-B-Y.
O-W-M-B-Y.
Yeah, that's my Twitter. And then on Facebook, I'm Black Woman Walk. There's a group and a page.
Well, that's on the screen.
Please like the page.
That's on the screen. So people, the Black Woman's Walk is on the screen. You can go to the Facebook there, and I'm gonna put the Twitter right under it. for you guys that want to follow the Twitter.
Yeah, I'll get my daughters to help me post the Instagram later. Again, I'm not a politician. I'm not an activist. I'm simply someone that became fed up. That's it. I woke up, I was fed up, I was frustrated, and I said, you know, what can I do? So I gave a speech, and now we're here. But, you know, at the end of the day, somebody has to stand up and do something.
Okay.
And it just takes one step. That's it.
We have something that we want to discuss with the people that's happening in Atlanta, and that's with the Trump truck. The supplies. So far, this sister has received 500 cases of Pampers.
500 cases of diapers.
Yep. Of Pampers that will be allocated. I will be on the bus in Atlanta, and my Uber guy lives in Atlanta, so I'm pretty sure that he will be there assisting me as well.
You know, I didn't know you knew him. That's awesome. Okay.
Yeah.
I never met more.
Yes, man. That's my good young brother right there doing this thing, man. So we're going to include.
Can I say what I love about this entire conversation?
Yes.
You know how they love to say that black men don't support black women?
Oh, it's bullshit, man.
But this is proving that's crap, because you're giving, you know, a divorcee from the substance of platform to talk to people about making a change in House of Hope and about us standing up for one another. This is proof right now that black men do support black women. That's what I love about this conversation. And then you told me that the Uber guy, you know, everybody, he's like notorious, like, you know, in the movement. But just the fact that you guys want to take the time out of your lives, come out there, sit in a truck full of diapers, help us get them where they need to be, all because the black woman stood up and said, we just need to walk towards our values. You don't have to do that. So I want to give you that. I wanted to give you that. I really appreciate it.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Well, I'm going to be finding my way down there next week. And I'll be there. I'll be on location, people. I'll be out there handing out supplies, doing everything that I can. I will be there for only 3 days, or possibly only 2 days, because I do have my daughter's birthday party that I have to be prepared for, and I also still have to prepare myself for Turning Point USA, which I will be a speaker of, and Aisha will be a speaker too.
Now, I do want to say this. In order for us to make this event successful, right now, we've got 500 cases of diapers. We still need formula, and we still need other baby supplies. And what I want to do is I want to kill the narrative that conservatives don't care about people. That's what this is about. There will not be a donate now button. We are not taking monetary donations. But what we want you guys to do is we want you to log in to whatever online portal that you like to use, in Amazon, Walmart.com, Sears.com, the location of your choice, and just drop ship diapers, formula, or baby supplies. That's it. I want to kill the narrative that conservatives will not take the time out to actually do something. That we're just a bunch of check writers, because that's not true. And it's time for us to kill all of these narratives. Kill the narrative that black men don't support black women. Kill the narrative that black women kill their babies. Kill the narrative that conservatives don't care about people and we're just lazy and we're sitting on the right check. It's time for us to kill all those stereotypes, because when we get up and we start to destroy those stereotypes, then the mainstream media won't have anything left to do.
They won't have anything left to do.
There'll be nothing left for them to do, because we'll be killing the narrative out loud and out in public. And we know they're not going to publicize it, but there are enough of us globalized the grassroots effort for us to put it out there, just like you're putting this out there right now, your radio channel. We can put it out there ourselves. We don't need the mainstream media to submit who we are and what we're doing. We can do it ourselves. We're going to take back control of our story. They don't get to tell us who we are anymore.
We get to show them who we are. And we showed them who we were when we elected Donald Trump as president. And we're going to show them who we are in 54 days by going to the polls and voting red and voting for values that directly depict what Americans stand for and not what it is to sell Americans out. Black people, I don't want to have to talk to you like I'm a preacher. Because if you listen, then maybe we'll be successful. I'm not Barack Hussein Obama. I'm not that guy. I'm the guy that's going to tell you we need to get our shit together. Because while we sitting here worrying about getting fly, motherfuckers are actually getting in planes that they own and they're flying places. There's a big difference, okay? When you have somebody in your life, yo, listen to me, people, and this goes for everybody. There will always be something out there to look for if you're looking. If you have something that you love, make sure you love it, make sure you value it, and that's your freedom, that's your woman, that's your family. You have to make sure that you establish God in your life. I don't care what religious dogma you relate to, but if you find God, you will find peace, and with that, you will find the truth. Aisha, Miss Love, we are currently trying to work on a podcast, and I will be doing a quick reference episode with her. And we'll have it on this show right here. And I'm going to need you guys to make sure that it has 1,000+ views and 1,000+ likes on it, because this shit's going to be funny. I'm going to cut her ass up all day.
You know, I got a previous engagement, so I got to go.
Okay. Thank you for coming on the show.
Leave you guys with Tony.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to talk to your viewers.
No problem.
All right, we'll catch up.
We will. Sorry I had to cut her short, people. I didn't know she was going to say bye afterwards. I'm sorry, Aisha. Please accept my apology. But yeah, when we start this podcast, people, I'm cutting her ass up too, because she's funny. And she's going to allow me to be able to have some material that we're going to have some jokes on. All right, this PTA lady right here. But she's a real warrior. And she's a true fighter for women's rights, not just black women's rights. These Pampers aren't just for black women. These Pampers for every American citizen. And shit, I'm not checking passports if anyone's affected by it. This is how we're giving it up. We are focused on making sure that people understand that we are loving. We're not violent. We're not against human rights. We don't love to see human suffering. When you hear stories of, I'll leave that up there for her. Let me see. Close that out. When you hear stories of violence, it's not because even right-wing superiors or whatever you want to call the white guys that say that they're Republican but say that they don't like black people. If I see them walking and they're marching and they say they're for Trump and I have my Make America Great Again, but then they have signs that says kill all the niggas. Well, I'm not going to march with them. I may agree with Trump. Doesn't mean that Trump agrees with their message to kill all niggas. But I'm certainly not going to stand in front of them with a sign, knowing that I'm in the way of their march. Clearly, that's just idiotic. And if I did stand there, I wouldn't accost anyone in any way. It's just purely idiotic. It's their right to do it. I don't have to agree with their right to do it. It's their right to do it. I have my right to stand on the side with my sign saying, I love Trump and any racism is wrong. Whether it's white supremacy or if it's black racism or Latin racism. But I certainly, for sure, know that I haven't been charged with the right to stop them from what they're doing. Because I don't like what they're doing. They're not my children. We've become a society of being too nosy and worrying about other countries' affairs and other people's affairs instead of worrying about our own. Instead of being consistent in the values that you have for free speech and you have a free country in which to voice it. in verbal, in action, and in material. You have the right to say you defend this country by having the right to bear arms. You have the right to say whatever you want about anyone, and as long as you're not posting it as a fact to be paid for, then you wouldn't have to worry about any true repercussions. In light of having so much freedom, in light of us being so far ahead of so many other nations, we find ourselves under the microscope of other nations as they watch us deteriorate as a country. And they laugh about it. They laugh about it because who wouldn't want to see you fail when you've been up for so long? It's taken these cocksuckers so long to destroy this nation. And every time they think they have a solid plan to do it, it just doesn't seem to work the way that they think it is. Somehow we prevail. Ask anybody who survived anything remotely close to what we have. Aside from Japan, there is no other country on this nation that have seen the devastation that we've seen also within Germany. But you have to acknowledge the black slave trade. You have to acknowledge the millions of black men that were murdered in this country, that were murdered coming to this country. Out of everything, we still showed how great we are. The left has made it dangerous to wear a Trump hat or a MAGA shirt. We have never made it dangerous to wear an Obama shirt. Never. You've never heard of any blacks being beat at Obama rallies. You don't hear it. The majority of the country voted for Barack Obama because they believed in the idea of change, not because they believed that they had to. He was eloquent in his speech. He was clearly educated, and he made you believe him. He's the greatest salesman I've ever seen on the planet outside of our president. And this is the reason why he hates our president. It's because our president isn't a talking charlatan. He's actually a true businessman. He actually conducts business where he gets what he wants, but the other side gets what they want in return. And it helps everyone involved. This is how you deal with other countries and other nations. You don't drop off bags of cash. You could have took them billions of dollars and dropped that shit off in the hood, and you could have turned so many people lives around, and you could have gave so many people the chance to become entrepreneurs. And I don't mean black hoods, I mean fucking hoods. Trailer park hoods, there's a lot of fucking money to go around. To me, hoods isn't just where black people reside. That's just some dumb shit. I travel this whole country. I drive from New York to California more times than most of you motherfuckers actually get up to go to work. And I'm not even playing. Dead ass serious. I know hoods. The hood. Trailer park hoods. White people live in the hood too. They have hoods too. All that fucking money could have been dropped off and you could have changed a lot of people's lives. We all for the sucker shit. I want to thank Miss Aisha Love again for being on the show. And you guys stay tuned because we will be coming up with a podcast. I will still be having this show. This show will be live still. And I'm going to be working. It's a lot of work happening. Let me get inside my chat. Let me shout out all my moderators. Let me get to the beginning. I want to shout out Ash Dropping Jolly, Reese 216. I want to shout out Activist Granny. I want to shout out Rizelle, Michelle, Dina Marie, And let me shout out some of my peoples in the building. Sean Maville, Mamoza, Pamela Enriquez, Holly Douglas, Sunshine Love and Life, Beastmaster, a.k.a. the Barbaric One, Spell Check, my moderator in the building. FTC NYC, shout out to you. She gonna get her Instagram up. Shout out to Kimberly Solomon. I'm sorry, activist Granny. I'm gonna get it worked out. It's crazy because I didn't have these issues before. Let me see. Deplorable Arab, she's always in the building. Shout out to you, Mamacita. Yeah, people, I'm working. You know, right now, just know that this is a go. I will be on the truck. I will be out there giving out supplies. It's my goal to make sure that I'm there. And anybody saying anything to the GoFundMe, I will be using those funds towards me getting towards my goal of being there and being able to actually help with the supplies, so on and so forth. I want to thank again Miss Aisha Love for calling in, and for all my brothers out there. Let me just give you guys a deal again. Baka, baka, baka. Sister got the poles down packed. Feel me? She's dressed sharper than a prison knife. And she ready for war. And the main thing she brought up is this. She said something that black women aren't killing their babies. But in the Democratic neighborhoods, they're being taught that it's okay. And as long as we can get people to hear sisters like her talk, then a lot of young sisters will stop believing that it's okay to commit murder. And all you have to do is just be responsible and care about yourself. Everybody stay safe, stay healthy, stay American. I love you more than I love myself, and that's the reason why this is getting done. One. Shout out to Georgia. Georgia, I seen you in the building. I appreciate you for checking in. I don't think I didn't see you in there. I did. I was just about to close out. But everybody stay safe, stay healthy, stay American. Thank you for tuning in, Georgia.